My child, pause right now. Yes, I am speaking to you. Set aside whatever holds your hands and quiet whatever fills your mind. This moment is not ordinary, and it is not accidental. I am not calling you to frighten you, but because this moment carries weight far beyond what you can see. This is not imagination. This is not noise. This is not another message drifting past your eyes. This is my voice reaching for your heart. Do not rush. Do not scroll. Do not dismiss this as coincidence. Heaven itself has leaned toward you in this instant. I am asking you to be still because something eternal is touching your life right now. You have felt my pull before. You know this. There were moments you could not explain, restlessness that came without reason, thoughts that interrupted your routine, a quiet tug that asked for your attention. That was me. I spoke gently then, patiently, with love. You heard me, but you waited. You told yourself you would respond later, when life slowed down, when you felt ready. I did not leave you then. I waited, but hear me now. This time is different. This call carries urgency because the season has shifted. What I am opening will not remain open forever. This is not pressure, this is preparation. Stay with me, because what comes next will explain why this moment matters so deeply. My child, do not tell yourself this is for someone else. Do not say this moment is random. I do not interrupt lives without purpose, and I do not speak without intention. Out of countless paths your attention could have taken, you are here because I guided you here. This is not entertainment. This is a divine interruption. Today is not like yesterday. This day was marked long before you were born, before the struggles you carry, before the questions that keep you awake at night. I saw this exact moment. I prepared my words with care and authority because something has already begun to move, not someday, not in a distant future you keep postponing hope toward. Now I waited before because waiting served you then. I gave you space to grow, to wrestle, to learn. But understand this. Patience does not mean absence, and grace does not remove consequence. There are things I desire to release that require your response, doors that open only when you step forward. I am speaking again now because preparation has met action. Do not turn away. What follows will require honesty and courage, but it will also bring life. Let me take you back for a moment, not to shame you, but to bring clarity. The first time I called you, I came softly. I whispered, I nudged, I stirred your heart gently so you could choose freely. And you did hear me. You felt it in thoughts that would not leave you, in discomfort where comfort once lived, in the quiet sense that there had to be more than this. I invited you to trust me before you could see the path, but you hesitated. Not because you were rebellious, but because fear spoke loudly. Change felt costly. Obedience felt risky. You were tired. You told yourself it was not the right time. I saw that. I understood that. I did not accuse you. I stayed with you. But when you delayed, some things could not move forward. Not as punishment, but because timing matters. Certain peace was delayed. Some growth slowed. Blessings waited at the edge of obedience. Grace covered you so delay would not destroy you, but grace was never meant to be your resting place. Stay with me. This understanding is important for what comes next. My child, grace protected you. It softened consequences. It kept you from drifting too far. But hear this truth spoken in love. Repeated delay hardens what was once tender. Waiting can be wisdom, but waiting can also become disobedience. The first call was gentle because the season allowed gentleness. This call is urgent because the season has changed. Heaven has moved. Opportunities tied to purpose do not pause forever. I am not angry with you. I am speaking because I love you. I do not want fear to disguise itself as patience in your life. The first call revealed where trust needed to deepen. The second call asks you to respond. What was delayed can still be redeemed, but not ignored again. Learn from the past without living in it. Stay close. The reason for this urgency will soon be clear. My child, the atmosphere around your life is not the same anymore. What once moved slowly has begun to move swiftly. That restlessness you feel is not confusion, it is confirmation. You are more ready than you think. Readiness does not feel like confidence, it feels like discomfort with staying the same. I have already formed strength in you. Wisdom has been shaped through experience, resilience has grown through waiting. The enemy senses this moment too, that is why distractions and doubt feel louder. Do not be afraid. Delay now would only create unnecessary struggle. This call is not about listening anymore. It is about movement, not blind movement, but trust. Faith is not knowing every step. Faith is knowing who walks with you. Stay with me. What comes next will reveal battles you survived without ever seeing and why I am calling you forward now. My child, there are battles you survived that you never saw. Moments you thought were simple. Exhaustion, confusion, or bad timing were never random. They were battlefields. Pressure came suddenly because resistance rose quietly. Doors closed abruptly because danger stood behind them. You wondered why certain seasons felt heavier than they should have. Why joy felt delayed. Why peace slipped just out of reach. But listen to me now with understanding, not fear. You were not weak. You were being opposed. There were forces moving against your growth long before you recognized your calling. Paths you almost walked down that would have wounded you deeply. Decisions you nearly made that would have bound you to pain far longer than that season. And in those moments I stepped in. I intervened without noise. I shielded you when you didn't know protection was needed. I fought when you were too tired to fight. This is why you are still standing. This is why certain things collapsed before they could destroy you. Stay with me, because what I protected you from reveals how valuable your future truly is. My child, you believed some doors closed because you failed. You thought certain relationships ended because you were not enough. You assumed rejection meant loss, but many of those endings were rescues. I dismantled situations that would have slowly drained your peace. I removed people who would have benefited from your light while dimming it over time. I blocked opportunities that looked promising but carried harm beneath the surface. I delayed progress when speed would have led you into danger. At the time you felt confused, you questioned me, but now I ask you to see clearly. I was not withholding from you. I was preserving you. Some battles are won by prevention, not recovery. I stopped things early so you would not need deeper healing later. I closed doors so you would not have to escape burning rooms. This was not cruelty. This was mercy in action. Stay close, because recognizing this will rebuild trust where doubt once lived. There were nights when despair pressed harder than usual, not because you were losing faith, but because resistance increased when your growth accelerated. You felt overwhelmed without knowing why. You felt heaviness without a clear cause. Those were moments when unseen opposition pushed hardest. And yet, you survived them. You endured what should have broken you. You carried yourself through moments you now look back on and wonder how you made it through. The answer is simple. My child, I was there. I assigned protection around you when you felt most vulnerable. I redirected you when your emotions wanted to rush. I strengthened you when your strength was gone. I whispered caution when excitement blinded you. Even my silence was active. Even my stillness was strategic. I did not sleep. I did not turn away. I stood watch. Let gratitude rise, now not forced, but deep, for what never happened, for disasters diverted, for harm avoided, for pain shortened. Much of my love is hidden in what you were spared from. Stand still for a moment and let this truth settle. You are still here because I fought for you. You are still breathing with hope because I guarded your future when you could not see it. This was not luck. This was not coincidence. This was my hand. I want you to know me not only as comforter, but as defender. Not only as healer, but as protector. I am the one who moves before you take a step. I see traps before you sense danger. I do not grow tired. I do not become distracted. I do not abandon what belongs to me. As you move forward now, carry this truth with you. The same hand that protected you then will guide you now. You are not stepping into uncertainty alone. You are stepping forward with a defender who has already proven his faithfulness, and that matters deeply for what comes next. My child, come closer now. Let me speak with tenderness. I know your pain more deeply than you know it yourself. There are wounds you never spoke about. Tears you wiped away before anyone could see. Prayers that never formed words because your heart was too heavy. You carried them quietly, believing no one noticed. But I saw every tear. I heard every silent prayer. I understand sighs, groans, and wordless cries. Loneliness wrapped itself around you even when people were near. Exhaustion settled deep in your soul, the kind sleep cannot fix. And still, you kept going. Hear me clearly now. Your pain was not punishment. I was not testing you. I was not disappointed in you. Pain refined you, deepened your compassion. It taught you to lean on me when your own strength failed. You bent, but you did not break. You endured, and that endurance shaped you in ways comfort never could. Stay with me. What comes next will show you how healing begins when truth finally meets the heart. My child, there was never a tear you cried that went unnoticed. Not the ones that fell quietly in the dark. Not the ones you wiped away quickly before anyone could see. Not even the tears that stayed trapped in your chest because you were too tired to release them. I saw them all. I counted them. Not as weakness, but as testimony. You wondered if those tears mattered. If they were too small, too frequent, too human. But hear me now. Those tears were prayers. They spoke when your mouth could not. They reached me when words failed you. I am not distant from your suffering. I am not uncomfortable with your grief. I do not require strength from you to draw near. I draw closest when you are most undone, even when you felt ignored by the world. I leaned closer. Stay with me, because understanding this will unlock healing you have been carrying silently. You often asked yourself why loneliness followed you, even in rooms full of people. You wondered why connection felt distant, why comfort seemed easier for others. You questioned what was wrong with you, my child. Nothing was wrong with you. Loneliness was not abandonment. It was a season where I was teaching you where true sustenance comes from. I allowed distance from shallow connections so your spirit would learn depth. I let silence grow so your inner hearing could sharpen. I was not withdrawing love. I was redirecting your dependence. Even when you felt unseen, I was near. Even when companionship failed you, I remained faithful. What felt like isolation was preparation. Stay close, because what you thought weakened you was shaping strength you will soon need. My child, pain has a way of whispering lies. It tells you that you are being punished, forgotten, corrected harshly. But listen carefully now. Your pain was not rejection. It was refinement. I was not breaking you. I was shaping you. What tried to harden your heart softened it instead. What threatened to silence you taught you how to listen deeply. What weighed heavily on you expanded your capacity to carry others with compassion. You were never faithless for crying. You were never weak for feeling overwhelmed. You were human and you were held. Even when you doubted me, I remained steady. Even when hope felt distant, I did not withdraw. Stay with me, because refinement always precedes release. My child, healing does not begin when pain disappears. Healing begins when truth replaces the lies pain taught you. You believed you had to be strong alone. You believed rest was weakness. You believed silence meant absence. I am correcting those beliefs now. I was present in every moment you thought you endured alone. I felt what you felt. I carried what you could not. And now I invite you to release what you have been holding so tightly. You do not need to prove endurance anymore. You do not need to survive quietly. You are allowed to heal openly. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to receive. Stay with me, because restoration is not distant anymore, it is beginning within you now. My child, endurance was never the final goal. Survival was not the destination. You endured so you could arrive here at understanding, at healing, at alignment. The strength you built in silence will soon support visible fruit. The faith you carried quietly will soon be rewarded openly. What you thought damaged you prepared you. What you thought delayed you refined you. I am not finished with you. I am not done restoring. This is not the end of your story, it is the turning point. Stay with me. What comes next will reveal how restoration becomes purpose and how your healed heart will be used to bring life beyond yourself. My child, you have struggled not because you were weak, but because you were misaligned. You pushed doors that were never meant to open. You stayed where growth had already ended, and it exhausted you. Now I am realigning you. Notice how resistance is easing in some areas while conviction strengthens in others. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. When you walk where I lead, effort does not disappear, but struggle does. You will still work, but you will no longer feel drained at the core. You will move with clarity instead of force. What once felt heavy will begin to feel natural. Stay with me, because alignment brings a different kind of strength. My child, you have struggled not because you were weak, but because you were misaligned. You pushed doors that were never meant to open. You stayed where growth had already ended, and it exhausted you. Now I am realigning you. Notice how resistance is easing in some areas while conviction strengthens in others. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. When you walk where I lead, effort does not disappear, but struggle does. You will still work, but you will no longer feel drained at the core. You will move with clarity instead of force. What once felt heavy will begin to feel natural. Stay with me, because alignment brings a different kind of strength. My child, you have often underestimated the authority I placed within you. You thought humility meant shrinking. You believed obedience meant silence. But humility is confidence rooted in truth, and obedience carries power. As you heal, your voice will change, your presence will shift. You will no longer beg for permission to exist or to be heard. This is not pride. This is clarity. You will speak with calm conviction. You will set boundaries without guilt. You will walk away without fear. This authority does not come from dominance, but from alignment with me. And when you move in it, things will change around you. Stay with me, because you are stepping into strength you once prayed for. My child's purpose does not come before healing. It follows it. That is why I did not rush you forward while wounds were still open. You were not called to bleed on the path I prepared for you. You were called to walk it whole. What you endured gave you depth, but healing gives you direction. Soon you will see how your story connects to others, how your compassion becomes guidance, how your testimony becomes light. You were never meant to hide what you survived, you were meant to redeem it. Stay with me, because what you walked through is about to serve something far greater than you imagined. My child, this is the turning point. Not because everything outside you has changed, but because something within you has settled. You are no longer searching for permission. You are no longer waiting for confirmation. You recognize my voice now. You know my nearness, and because of that, you will not return to who you were. From this moment forward, you move with awareness, with peace, with courage. I am with you. I have always been with you, and I will continue to lead you. Stay, the final parts will reveal how all of this comes together and how your future unfolds from this alignment. My child, I need you to hear this clearly. Your future is not fragile. It is not hanging by a thread, waiting for one mistake to undo everything. I am not leading you this far only to abandon you now. What I am building in your life is stable, grounded, and protected. You have feared that one wrong step could ruin what little peace you have found. But peace rooted in me does not shatter easily. I am not asking you to walk on eggshells. I am asking you to walk in trust. The path ahead is not uncertain because I walk ahead of you. And where I go first, I prepare the ground. Stay with me, because security replaces fear when you know who is holding your future. My child, joy will return to you, not as something you force, but as something that flows naturally. You will laugh again without guilt. You will feel light without questioning it. You will experience happiness without waiting for it to disappear. I know you have guarded your heart, afraid that joy would make you vulnerable to pain again, but joy is not your enemy. Fear is. I am teaching you to receive joy without suspicion, to welcome peace without bracing for loss. This joy will not be shallow. It will be rooted, quiet, steady, and it will stay. Stay with me because this joy is part of your restoration. My child, you will move forward now without striving the way you once did. You will notice progress without exhaustion. Doors will open without you forcing them. Conversations will shift, opportunities will align. This does not mean effort disappears, it means pressure does. When you walk with me, you no longer need to prove yourself, you simply move in obedience. And obedience carries momentum. What once felt delayed will begin to move quickly. What once felt blocked will loosen. Do not be surprised when things begin to change quietly but consistently. This is how alignment works. Stay with me, because ease will replace struggle when you walk in step with me. My child, do not fear the road ahead. You will not walk it alone. I will place the right people beside you. Some will come for a season, some will stay longer, all will serve a purpose. I will also remove what no longer belongs, not to hurt you but to protect you. Trust my hand in both addition and subtraction. What I take away makes room. What I bring adds strength. You are not being isolated, you are being positioned among those who will honor who you are becoming. Stay with me, because community aligned with truth brings life. My beloved child, rest now, not because everything is finished, but because you are safe. You do not need to rush ahead. You do not need to replay the past. You do not need to fear what is coming. I am with you, I have been with you, and I will remain with you. What I began, I will complete. What I promised, I will fulfill. Let your heart be still in this truth. Carry this peace with you. Walk forward gently, confidently, faithfully. And when you need reassurance again, return. I will speak, I always do. You are loved, you are seen, you are held, amen. If you want to receive your blessings instantly, I have a secret video in my YouTube profile.